Hello everyone, welcome back to MuleSoft Real-Time project, session number 27. Before going to start the session, just recap of the last session. So what we have discussed from the last session, so we have discussed about how to create proxy API and without proxy API, okay, and how to apply the security. So this one is completed. Next, the very important concept, secure properties. How to encrypt the properties, okay, how to encrypt the properties and how to decrypt the properties, how we are going to use it in our project. Okay, so while defining secure properties, we have to use like this. Okay, exclamatory mark, there's braces, inside that braces we have to keep these properties. So that is a major difference. And if you are watching for the first time, okay, so you can go to our YouTube channel. Go to ViTech Talks. So here we do have a playlist. Click on this playlist. So MuleSoft real-time banking project. Okay. So here you can watch session number 25 and 26 related to security. So that's very important. Okay. It's very, very important. Okay. Now I'm going to mark it as this one also closed. So now only the pending task is exception handling. So now how many days are remaining for this current sprint? So if you see here, right, there is a graph. It is going okay. Now only one day, within one day, we have to complete exception handling, whatever we have committed. Now here I'm going to explain for one service. Okay, one service. The rest you can work on it. Okay, that's your task. So anyway, we have already learned, okay, what is an error continue and error handler when you are going to raise error, those kind of things in our training sessions. Anyway, I'll give you a brief idea here. Don't worry about that. Okay. Exception handling or error handling, both are same, okay, in MuleSoft. So first one, okay, let me keep it, make it as a doing for this, okay. Let's make it as doing. It's like in progress. Today's agenda is, okay, error handling. Before going to practical, okay, let me write few points, okay, very few points. Handling errors, so handling errors are much important when dealing with APIs. And dealing with APIs. So here, mainly we do have two types of errors. One is compile time. Next one is runtime. So who is going to handle compile time errors? So compile time errors can handled by using Anypoint Studio. Okay, handled by using Anypoint Studio. So that is like when you are going to build your project, right? I mean, if you want to run your project, so what we will do, we'll go run as simply, okay, normally we'll go run as and we'll do mule application, right? Suppose, is there any errors? Okay, so it's like we are compiling our API, our project. So that time it is going to handle and it is going to, this tool is going to tell us like, hey, we have compile time issues. Or if you do any mistake or expression error or something, so here itself you will get to know. Okay, suppose I'm going to type something. Congratulations. Let me save it. So now we are doing compilation. So you will get the compile time errors in a console. Okay, this is going to handle Anypoint Studio. Now, who is going to handle runtime errors? The runtime errors, compile time and runtime. So we have to handle. Okay, so we have to handle. So how to handle runtime errors? So that we are going to see now. So how we are going to handle? We need to handle. We need to handle using error handling concept. Error handling connector. Error handling connector in Mule. Mule or MuleSoft. Okay, anything is fine. Now here mainly we do have, right? Okay, so we do have types of errors like message level errors. Okay, message level errors, system level errors. So message level is nothing but again it will come under like 401, 400, 503. So those kind of things are message level errors. Next, system level errors are it's like connectivity issues. There is a DB made down. Okay, those kind of things. So these are the things mainly we are going to talk about, and I'll show you how to handle. Okay, see this one. See, this is there is one compile time issue. So here itself, see, you can able to see there's a red mark, right? Okay, if you keep mouse over here, you'll get to know what is the issue, even though it is compiling in the backend. Okay, background, right? Here itself it will get failed. Okay, is there any out of memory issues? So earlier we used to face, right? So there is no space. There is no space to run this project. Okay, in that case, you will get the you will get the so this is expression error again. Okay, so out of memory. So mainly you will get compile time issues. There is any syntax errors. Okay, those kind of things you will get it. Okay, those we are going to handle via Anypoint Studio. Okay, that's automatically take care about that. There is a heap space issue. Okay, so while deploying itself. Now, runtime errors. So how do you decide? How do you decide when you will get the runtime error? Okay, so you have to think through, okay, what is your application, how you are going to work. Okay, then you have to decide when error is going to occur. See, whatever so far we have seen, those and all, it's like positive scenarios. Positive scenarios. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are passing some input. you are going and verifying in DB. If the account is exist, just simply you are saying message like, okay, hey, your account is already exist. If the account is not present, we are going to insert our record and we are saying like, okay, your account is created successfully. But here what we are doing, we are sending email. Okay, here you have to think through, like, see, you are connecting Snowflake account. Okay, you can think another way, like, okay, there is a DB, database is down. Database is down. Okay, the database is not available. So you are unable to connect DB. Okay, someone is already modified your username and password. Okay, so this way you have to think through. Okay, then anyway, we are going to implement one by one. But here uh, we cannot. Okay, as of now, we can't down for the DB for testing purpose. So that is the reason we do have a raise error. So we'll talk about one by one. Now, there is one more scenario like, okay, you can think while sending an email. While sending here, we are sending an email, right? Just you can think like, okay, the server is not available for sending an emails. Whether we need to go with on error continue or whether we need to stop the service here itself. Okay, that is what you have to think. You have to think. So here, mainly, if you want to handle errors, you can go to core. So I'll show you. So these are the major things in error handling. In error handling, so how do you handle errors? By using error handling concept. So here we do have error handler. Okay, raise error, on error propagate, on error continue. So these three mainly we are going to use it. Okay. So what are the things it is available? Let me write it here. Error handling. What are the connectors it is available? Okay. Raise error. On error continue. On error propagate. So if you want to implement any custom errors, okay, custom errors, you want to throw, okay, wantedly you want to throw an error. So we are going with raise error. Okay, we are going with raise error. So on error propagate, what it will do, it will throw an error and it will stop the service itself. Okay, so on error continue, what it will do, so whenever there is an error, it will continue. Okay, it won't stop for the flow. Okay, so if you see it in a practical way so that you can able to understand, just try to understand here. I'll go with one by one. Suppose, so here after input attributes, right? Okay, before going to call DB itself. So what I'm doing, okay. So this is like custom error. Okay, so custom error. So what I will do, so you can define anything. Okay, we can define. So it's a namespace. So how do you define custom errors? So it's very important. Namespace and identifier. So there is a validation issue or connectivity issue. Okay, connectivity. So like this. So you can assume here you are going to call the DB, right? Okay. There is a database error. Okay, it is throwing. Okay, what I will do? DB is down. So simply the description is DB is down. So raise error. So what it will do, as soon as if you execute your program, so first it will come here, it will come here. So it is going to raise an error. So it will come to error handling. It will come to error handling. So error handling, is there any error continue is there or error propagate is available? No. As of now, no. So what will happen? Just see one by one. Okay. So I'm not going to keep it in a debug mode. If you keep debug mode, it will take a lot of time. I'll give you, okay. I'll mark it how it is going to execute by using marker. Okay. So now it will come and it will stop here. Okay. How it is going to execute step by step, we will see now. See, I want to interrupt my flow. Okay. Here you can assume there is a database down. There's a database down or any other exception also. So we are going to keep a raise error. See, wantedly, if you want to keep any errors, we are going with raise error. So that is up to you whether you want to use raise error or not. That is depends on your requirement. Here, just I want to show you how it is going to work. Okay. And let's go to service. Okay. See here, if you observe the logs, you're passing the input. Okay. You're passing the input. See the message. The message, it is coming in a DB is down. See, it is not going further. It is not going further. It is stopping here itself. It is stopping. It came here. It printed. Okay. It's printed this one. It came here and it is looking for a error handling. Is there any errors we are handling or not? Here we are not handling anything. So that is the reason what is happening. It is displaying as 500 server error. But the payload, right? Okay. See, whatever the payload you are passing, this payload it is coming. But I want to know, so why it is failing? Okay, 500 server error, it is fine. But I want to handle, you want to know why it is failing. Okay, so for that, we do have, okay, just I will take as of now on error propagate. Okay, just observe here. So this is the main flow. Okay, here on error propagate, just click on this one. Here you can see what type of errors it will occur. Okay, see what type of errors it will occur. It may occur. See, you are using email, right? Okay, see automatically it is coming. There is a email connectivity issue. Email retry exhausted. Email send issue is there. See Snowflake related to Snowflake. See cannot load drivers. Connectivity issue. Database issue. Invalid credentials. Okay, invalid credentials. Invalid input. Not found. Query execution error. Expression error. See these are all automatically it is coming. That's the beauty of error handling. So whenever you want to use, okay, see automatically because now you are using on error propagate, right? Now you are using on error propagate. So here inside this, I want to display. I want to display the custom error here. Okay, 500 server error, that's fine. So why 500 it came? So that is what handling the errors. Now we can take transfer message here. Okay, just transfer message here, JSON. Just remove this. So here we do have error dot. Just type error dot description. Okay, error dot description. So that, so what will happen? Suppose there is a email issue. It will display as, okay, it will display as there is an email connectivity issue. Suppose there is a snowflake issue. Okay, snowflake connectivity issue. So it will display as there is a connectivity issue, something like this. Now we have raised one error. So what is the description I have given? DB is down. Okay, DB is down. So it will come here. So whatever the description, it will throw, it will throw directly, it will come here. Directly, it will come here. Now let me run. So background it is running. Okay. See here. So how this is coming? How this one is coming? DB is down. Because your flow. See, earlier you can see only 500. Now you can able to see the entire description also. This is wantedly I have kept it here. So that is the reason. Now this will work. Okay, raise error. Now on error propagate. Now here itself, if you want to handle any errors, okay, so how we are handling? So by using error propagate, okay, on error continue. Okay, if you keep on error continue, what will happen? Okay, those and all I will see now. So before that, what you need to do, we have to keep try block. I'll keep try here. I'll keep try here. Now try to understand. So what's going to happen? So it will work like, okay, try and catch. Okay, so wherever the error is going to occur, so those things and all we are going to keep it in a try. Now you need to decide. Now you need to decide either you have to stop the service or you have to continue the service. Okay. Now there is a DB is down. So in this case, what we need to do, we have to stop our service, right? Okay. So here also error handling, just drag this error handling here. See on error propagate. So what will happen? I'll show you. If you keep on error propagate and on error continue, what will happen? Now on error propagate, fine. Take one transform message here. Okay, or else not required because we are using already on error propagate. Okay, let me keep it. Okay, I'm not going to print anything here. I'm not going to print anything. If we remove this also, fine. See, now we are using on error propagate. So whenever you use on error propagate, what will happen? Okay, so it will come here, input attributes. So wantedly, we are throwing an error. Okay, wantedly, we are throwing an error for demo purpose. Okay, now what will happen? So you can think like here we are using Snowflake connector. There is a DB is down. DB is down. So it will come first error handling. Okay, it will look for is there any error handling is happening or not. Okay, so here what we are doing on error propagate. On error propagate. So on error propagate in the sense, again, it will propagate the issue to the main flow and it will stop. Just try to understand, guys, what is happening. Okay, it will stop. Even if you go for a debug mode, the same thing is going to happen. Okay. So what will happen? On error propagate, it will, so whenever there is an error occurred, it will go to error handling and it will look for, is there any on error propagate or on error continue? These two scenarios. Okay, I'll show you on error continue next. Okay, first try to understand on error propagate, how it is going to work. See, the next entire process it is available, right? It won't work because we are propagating the error here. Okay. Okay. It will stop. Fine. Let's go here and see. Okay, it is deployed. See, now if I send, still we are getting the DB is down. DB is down because this is throwing an exception to main. Okay, now I'll try to keep on error continue. Let's see now. Instead of on error propagate, okay, let me remove this. Let's keep on error continue. See, I'm going to continue. So what you are saying, okay, just I'll keep the logger for your understanding purpose. If you use another propagate, there is a 500 internal server error, and you are throwing the exception here or error description here. Okay. Now, if you go with error continue, it will come here. There is an exception. You are handling the error. You are saying like, okay, see, this is in our control whether you need to go with error continue or error propagate. You are telling like, okay, hey, is there any issue? I don't want to stop. Okay, I don't want to stop entire flow. Okay, you can continue with that. So that's what they're telling. So the name itself, it is there. Okay, the name itself, it is there. On error, continue. Is there any error? You can continue with that. I don't want to stop this flow. So that's what you are telling. Even there is an error, just you can continue with my flow. Okay. Now, let's try to run. See, earlier we are getting 500 server error. Now we will see what is the error you will get. See, here, okay, this is different one, I think. Generate key must string must be as null. Okay, this is different. There's a DB call. See, we are getting an error. Continue. Okay, it's going here and it is executing rest of the flow also. Now you are getting the different message. See, account is already exist. Okay, try with different account. Even though we do have an error, we are going to continue. Okay, this is how we can implement. So if you want to throw any custom, okay, custom errors, or in the middle you want to disturb your flow, okay, unwantedly you want to keep, suppose there is no record, in this case what you need to do, you can raise an error and you can say like, okay, instead of 200 response code you can go with that. Okay, that is up to you, okay, how to handle this, okay, when you are going to use raise error. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. Now, okay, this I'm going to keep it like this only. That's fine. So now you can think through. So in what scenarios we can handle error handling here? Okay, see here we are doing Snowflake DB connectivity. So simply you can try here. Okay, inside this tray, just you can keep this one. See, even if you don't keep also, what will happen? If you don't keep this one, what will happen? Whenever there is an error, okay, automatically it will come here and it will display the error message. The best way to handle, okay, the best way to handle always will keep it in a try and catch. So there is no catch here. Okay, so it will try here. Is there any error occurs? It will come to error handling first. Next, again here, whether you need to decide whether you have to continue or you have to propagate. Again, if you propagate, it will go to main flow. Again, here it will check whether you are using on error propagate or on error continue. Okay. So I don't want to continue here. Okay. So whenever there is a DB is down, I don't want to continue. Then you can use on error propagate, and I'm going to keep on logger here. DB or Snowflake issues. Okay. Snowflake issues. If you want to print hash, okay, error dot description. So anyway, we are going to keep this one. Okay. Error dot description. Snowflake issue. Okay. Now, because we are using on error propagate, so whenever there is an error occurs, okay, it will come here. So you don't know when this is going to down or when this is going to give an error. Okay. But the better practice, I mean the best practice, you have to handle an error wherever you are going to use database connectivities. Okay. So if you don't want to use on error continue, just you can leave like that. Okay. That's also fine. Because anyway, it is going to handle this many errors. This on error propagate. See here. Now where and all we are using. So now we are going to insert. Okay. Now we are going to insert. So in this case also, what you can do, you can use try block. See, if you don't use try block also, it will go to on error propagate. Okay. But you want to know, if you want to know in which place there is an error occurred. Okay. It came here. Now you can say is okay, Snowflake issue while select record. Okay. While selecting record. This kind of displays. Or if you want to throw any, or here also you can keep, the message. Okay. Here also you can see what type of, see this will handle only, see this on error propagate is going to handle, just a second. See what kind of errors it will handle. See, if we go here, if we keep this one, see this is up to you whether you need to handle all the issues or only connectivity issue. Okay, I want to handle only connectivity issue, then you can select only connectivity. Okay, that is the use of this on error propagate which we are using here. Okay, now just make this one try. Okay, insert. I'll show you when we are going to use on error continue in our real-time scenarios. Now, while inserting, okay, it is success. Then while inserting, there might be some issues. Okay, so here also I want to go with on error propagate because the account is not yet created, right? On error propagate. Just try this, and you can keep on logger here. See, this will handle. Okay, what are the things it will handle? Just click on this on error propagate. Just click on this search. See, this will handle only. See here, this will handle only these 4 issues. See, this type of issues it is going to handle. If you want to select all, you can select all. So that is up to you. What are the errors you want to handle? Okay, now favorites to logger. While insert, there is an issue with DB. Okay, it will print. So now again, so where it will go? It will go to Gmail send flow. From Gmail send flow, it is a flow reference, right? Okay. Now it will go to here. Now it will go to here. See here, error handling. Even if you don't want to see, is there any error? Okay. This is a private flow. Suppose there is an issue with while using parse template. You can assume parse template. There is an issue while sending an email. Okay. While sending an email. So this time, is there any parse template issue? Is there any parse template issue? Okay. First, it will look for error handling. Is there any error handling is there? Okay. So there is no error handling here. Now it will come to main flow. Okay. It will come down. Okay. It will come down and it will give the description. Okay. Error dot description we have given, right? So that is very important. Or else it will throw custom message. If you don't keep error dot description, it will throw custom message. Now I'll handle here. Okay. Just see. Here I'm going to keep on error propagate. How it's going to work on error propagate. So if you want to keep it and try and keep it. Okay, that is up to okay, on error propagate. So here, if you click this one, see what kind of issues it will throw. Is there any email fail? Email connectivity fail? Expression. Is there any expression in the sense? Okay, it's like I'm going to keep parse template. I'll do some mistakes here. Just observe. I'll do some mistakes. I'll keep it as email.body1. Okay. Wantedly. Okay. Core. Error occurred in Gmail flow. Okay, it is building. Okay. I'll try to hit. We'll see now. So in which scenario it will go? So after creation of an account, right? Okay. After creation of an account, it will go here. But Your account is already created. Your account is already created, but there is an issue with while sending an emails. So is it mandatory to send an email to customer after creation of account? So that is, you need to ask with your customer. So if it is mandatory to send an email, so what you need to do? So whatever the record you have inserted, right? Okay, you have inserted. Here it is failing. So you have to delete. I mean, you have to roll back that. You have to roll back. Otherwise, the account is created. Otherwise, the account is created. Okay. In that case, it is not mandatory. Then you can go with on error continue. Okay. We'll consider as this one first. Okay. Now, so this account is already exist because it won't go to email flow. Now I'll create 125. Okay. So account created successfully. Account created successfully. Before sending an email. Okay. Email sent successfully. Okay. See parse template. We have given different variable, but here you'll get as null. Okay. This is not a error and exception. This is not anymore error here. Okay. Even you'll get the email. Okay. With the different. Okay. I'll show you here. What is the message we are getting? We'll see. See here, you are getting the null. Why you are getting null? Because you have changed the variable. Okay, this is not an error. This is not an error. The syntax scale. Okay, there is a syntax error. I mean, you are giving the wrong variable. Okay, so where to make it? So if you make send variables, okay, that's fine. You can assume there is an expression error. Okay. Okay, before congratulations, just I'll keep one. So invalid input, expected number. Okay, fine. It is loading. So even in send connector also we can keep it like, okay. So what we can do is, so here we do have some subject and email, right? So here also you can make some changes, one or two, something like that. You can keep it for testing purpose. Okay. So this is also one of the expression error. Now we'll see. See here. Okay, it is successfully started. So if you go with same account, you will get the different messages. Okay. It won't go to that flow. See here now. Just observe 500 server error, script issue. Okay, script issue. So how it is going to work? See, it's executed this part. Okay, this part. it is going to verify whether the account is exist or not. The account is not exist, it will insert the record. It will go to Gmail send flow. Okay, Gmail send flow. So it went to this private flow, Gmail flow here. Now there is an error occurred here. Okay, there is an error occurred, anything. Okay, it's like any connector. But as of now, it is occurred here. Now what you are doing? You are doing on error propagate. Sorry, on error propagate. Okay, so it will look for, is there any error handling? Is there on error propagate? Again, it will throw to main flow because you are using on error propagate. But here, what is the issue? See, your account is already created, but you won't get any emails. See, you won't get any emails. But in the backend, it's already created your account. Let's verify in the database. Let's verify. See 127. This one only we have created, right? See 127. See, this account is already created. See, this account is created in DB. This account is created in DB, but there is an issue. There is an issue with your API. What is the issue? 500 server error. There is a script issue. The entire description, we have given the error dot description, right? So that is the reason it is displaying here. So here, how to handle this scenario? Okay, how to handle this scenario? Either there are two ways, guys. Okay, there are two ways. One, the first way I'll tell you. So you have already inserted the record. So what you need to do? So is there any error occurred here? So if you go with on error propagate, you have to roll back your record. I mean, you have to write a logic again. You have to write a logic here. Okay, delete record, or else you can create another flow, delete record from DB. Okay, from DB you have to delete. That is one way of doing. Next, another way, you can check with your architect or client. Okay, so anyway, the account is already created. But sometimes if they don't get any email because of the server down or something, is that fine? If they are okay with that, so what we can do? If they are okay with that, what we can do? Instead of on error propagate, if you want to continue that entire flow, you can use on error continue. That's it. Your issue will get resolved. On error continue. See what we are telling. Is there any issues in this flow? Just continue with my API. Okay. Just continue with my program. Don't want to stop. See, I didn't change any logic. Okay. Just I have changed, instead of on error propagate, I have given the on error continue. Now let's try to see now what will happen. Mule expression error. Even you can see all the logs. I mean, the entire logs in a console itself. Okay. Next, I'll go with different account. I think it is not yet saved. Let me save file, save as. me clear this. Error occurred in Gmail flow. So continue. It's not restarting. File save all. So in the backend, it's not restarting. Let me stop and okay, it's already stopped. Do you want to stop and start? Okay, yes. So this you have to decide when you have to use on error continue and on error propagate. So mainly whenever there is a DB issues, okay, DB connectivity issues, we'll go with on error propagate only. Okay, I'll go with on error propagate because we need to stop. Okay, we need to stop our API with the error description. Okay, so earlier also it is going to stop, but you will get the 500 server error. You won't get the entire message. Okay, this type of message, then what you can understand. Okay, so that is the reason we are going to provide the description over here, the error description, so that you can able to understand. See here we are getting the 500 internal server error. Okay, let's skipping. Okay, fine. Now I'll go with different account number. See 129. Okay, still it is loading. See here, there is an error, even though you are getting the account created successfully. Account created successfully. So how it is coming? Because we are using on error continue. See, first it will come here. It will come here. So now you are saying like, okay, hey, you can continue with this flow. Okay, it will continue. Okay, it will continue with that. It won't stop here. Now you can go and verify. You don't get any emails because this is continue means, okay, it won't execute the rest of the process. Now there is an issue here. It will come to this part. Again, it will come to the down, the Gmail flow, right? Okay, there is a Gmail flow where you are referring. So from there it will execute. See, email, okay, error occurred in Gmail flow continue. Even you can see it in a logs. The account created successfully in the given input. There is one more logger here. See, email sent successfully. So that logger is not printing. That logger is not printing. So directly it will print. It will print this. It will print the successful flow. It came here and it will execute this. If you do on error continue, suppose there is an error occurred here, parse template. It won't go to rest of the connectors because we are using on error continue, right? Okay, it will continue with the rest of the flow. Okay, that is a major difference. Now I'll remove this one. So this is for testing purpose which we have given. So one you can remove it. So now what you can do? So is there any errors is going to occur? Okay, mainly the error is going to occur for send an email. Okay, send an email. Sometimes if the Gmail server is down, okay, you can assume like that. Okay, so in that case, see here what type of errors you may expect. So this type of errors you may expect. So if you go to on error continue and if we click on this search, email connectivity issue, email retry, email send. Is there any issues? Okay, is there any issues? Just continue with that. Don't stop it here because you have already created an account. You have already created an account in a DB. Otherwise, you have to roll back it. Otherwise, you have to roll back it. Okay. This is about error handling here. Now, if you observe, I don't know whether did you observe or not. Once we design RAML and once we import it, so automatically this API kit router will come and error handling. See here, what is happening here? Error handling. So this API kit router itself, we do have error handling. One is for bad request. Is there any bad request? Okay, what type of message you need to send? Okay, see, message bad request. API kit not found. Okay, API kit is not found. So this type of issues. Okay, you can send. So here also the same thing. Here also same thing. If you want to send custom messages, you can use the transform message. You can use the transform message and you can write. That is a connectivity issue, Snowflake DB connectivity issue, something like this. So this is like custom message we are giving. Okay, so let me change this. It's a bad request. See now what is this bad request, right? So this is already there. Okay, it's already available. Suppose if you don't provide contact number, okay, so these are all it is required, right? So how it is going to handle source main resources? We have already defined the example request, and this is one of the example response. This API, we are telling, right? Okay, what is the type you need to provide? Either you need to provide savings or current. So then only it will work. I'll go to headers, query parameters. Instead of savings, what I will do, I'll go with savings. See, so how it is getting bad request? Because from the RAML, it will verify. So whatever the input which you have given, that is correct or not, it will verify and it will give the message. Instead of bad request, suppose I want to add some more fields. Bad input request. Okay, if you want to keep that, so that will also work. Okay, this type of custom messages, if you want, you can keep it, or else you can display error.description. So that is the reason I'm going to keep it as error.description. See, whatever the error it is available, so the same thing it will come there. So now here also, instead of bad request, right? Instead of bad request, I want to know bad request plus plus error dot description as string. See, now you are able to see bad request. What kind of bad request it is? So that is what you have to understand, right? So as a developer, you have to understand that one. Okay, let's get deploy into local. on error propagate. See here, what it will do? It will interrupt your entire flow wherever on error propagate. So continue means it will continue with that. See here, there are many issues it will occur, but here we are concentrating on only one issue. It's a bad request. Okay. What kind of bad request you want to see? Still it is deploying. Let's get deploy. See now here, bad input request. Okay. So we need to give one space. Okay, I'll give you invalid value saving for query parameter type. Saving is a not valid enum value. So now the user will get to know, okay, this is my wrong input. So that I'll go and verify here. Okay, now we can change customer name. Suppose I'll keep it as, suppose there would be 4 characters, right? Simply I have given as 3 letters. Just try to understand now. See here, what is coming? So earlier it is coming as bad input request. So if we give only bad input request, so how the user will get to know what's wrong here? Okay, so that is the reason we are providing the error description also. Okay, invalid value anu for query parameter customer name. Expected minimum length is 4, actual length is 3. I hope you understand. So now if I provide more than 3 characters, you won't get any issue. It's already exist. Okay, that's fine. So now instead of HDFC, I'll go with HDFCS. You'll get an error because we do have only enum values, HDFC, Axis, ICIC, something like that. Now I'll go to body. Now just try to understand. I'll give only contact number is less. Okay, so even though it is taking, because there is no logic. I mean, there is no required max and minimum length for this. Okay, that's fine. ATM pin, what I will do, I'll give more than that. We'll see. See, bad input request. So earlier we are not printing this one. Error description. You are unable to handle this. Okay, this kind of handling. Okay, this is called error handling. You can remove this 3344. Now I'll provide, just try to understand. Now I'm providing mail as, okay, VIT school 92. I have missed it as at the rate. So at the rate I have missed. Just try to see now. So what will happen? So this is very important. So whatever we are talking now, successfully started. See, its account already exists with HDFC. Okay, that's fine. I want to create one account. See here. Okay. Now it is started. See, account created successfully with account number. See, it is saying like account created successfully. But if I go to my email, I'm not getting anything. So why? What is the reason? See, this type of issues you have to handle. Okay, first thing is I'll go to my database. I'll verify. See, the record is inserted. with the name as Anupama. Okay, fine. 130, correct. This email. Because, so here also it is not throwing an error because we have already handled. We have handled like, okay, is there any email errors? Okay, just continue with that. Okay. So that is the reason it's already inserted and you are not getting any email. So why we are not getting? So this email validation you have to handle. So how to handle email validation? Okay. So it's very important. Here there is a validation. Okay. So there is a validation. So you can handle is IP, whether URL is correct or not, is email correct or not, is null or not, is number or not. Okay. See, account number also you have to provide. Okay. Okay. First we'll do this one. Is email. Okay. There is a validation. Is email. So before going to insert. Okay. Before going to insert or the starting itself, you can handle this one. Okay. You can handle this. Just drag this connector. So there is a validation connectors. Add modules. If you go to add modules, there is validation. Okay, or else what you can do, you can directly type here validation. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, validation. You can mark it as favorites also. Okay, now, so here there are many things. If you want to handle is email, is null, whether you are passing is number, is time, is true. Okay, there are many things. See, account number. Okay, there is a number the program is expecting, but you are trying to send characters. So those kind of handling you have to do. Okay, based on your requirement. So now here we are going to do email validation. So what is the email I'm sending? vatschool92@gmail.com. Correct. Now just try to understand. Click on effects here. From where we are getting this email? Payload or query parameters? It's from payload. Let's make it as payload dot mail ID. Okay. Error options. Okay. Message. Okay. I don't want to keep anything. Now, is there any errors? Is there any errors? What it will do? It will go to error propagate. But in this case, if you want to continue, what you need to do? You can use try. You can use try and make it as continue here. But I don't want to continue here. I don't want to continue. Let's see now what will happen. It's not refreshing. Is email validation. Okay, email validation. Okay. So the latest changes are not yet applied. Okay, not yet applied. So what we can do is either you have to restart. You have to stop this and you have to restart. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that. Just give right click. See, here also we are handling the errors. I mean, so wherever there is an error, so it will come to, it will look for error handling. Okay. If you want to on error propagate, I mean, if you want to propagate, so then no need to keep try. Okay. Try here. Automatically it will go to main one. Okay. But if you want to continue, just what you can do, you can use try. So here we are using error handling on error propagate, right? Okay. But you can use on error continue. Even your email is wrong also. If you want to continue, then you can do that. But I want to stop it here. So if you don't keep try also, the error, okay, it will occur here and it will stop it. So for this one, okay, better I will keep in a debug mode at the end. Okay. Now there are debuggers. Let me run in a debug. Okay, it's running in debug mode. Let's get deploy. Okay, it is started now. Let's see the same email. So it came here. Okay, logger begin. Next it came here. Do F6. See what it is saying. Okay, is not a valid email address. See, you don't need to do anything. So this connector itself, it will validate. See what is the error type? What is the error? What is the exception? Okay. What is the error dot descriptions? Okay, everything. See the error description is this one. We are going to print this message. Now, see directly it came here. It is not going to move forward. The same thing it is going to happen. See, it came here and okay, cool. Now we can verify. See, VITschool92 gmail.com is not a valid address. Suppose now I'll provide this one as correct, but account number I'm going to keep it as, instead of 30, I'll keep it as capital A, capital A. Just try to understand. It came here. Okay, there's a valid email address. Now it will go here. See, it's going inside, verifying the account. Account is not exist. Then it will go and insert. See, it is going to insert what? So insertion is done successfully. It will go to email send. Okay, now you can see email send is successful. Okay, now account created successfully with account number. See, this is not a number, right? So this is not a number. So you have to handle this. See, even the mail also, it's get generated. This, congratulations, your account is created successfully with account number 13A. So in this scenario, you have to handle the error. So how to handle? So we do have already validation. So here we do have is number. So you can create one flow. I mean, for all validations, just you can create one flow here. It's like a validation flow. From there, you can handle it. Okay. If you don't want to keep everything here, so what you can do, you can keep all the validations. See, this is for, okay, this is even important for interviews. Okay, even for interviews. What is the value? Click on this FX. So how do you handle your input values? Okay, account number, account number. So number type integer. That's it. So is there any errors? Like this, you can create one flow, validation flow. In that validation flow, you can validate everything. Okay. So this is how we are going to handle the errors. Okay. Now, next time onwards, suppose if the user is trying to pass the same value, we'll see what will happen. So it is refreshing. Okay. So what is the number? 98. Still it is running. It's deploying in our local. Correct. See, whenever there is a change, so it has to apply the changes, right? Okay. That is the reason it is going to refresh and it will apply the new changes. See, successfully started. Now we can go to Thunder client and verify. See, now I have given 13A, same thing. So what will happen? Okay, it came here, email validation. There are no errors. So if you want to throw, suppose custom errors, you can use try. In the error continue or an error propagate, just you can use the transform message, the same like here, same like here, and you can write your custom messages. Okay, resource not found. This is for resource not found. Where is this bad request? So like this you can write. Okay, like this you can write. Okay, that's fine. Now go to F6. See, there is a validation. See, it's not a valid integer value. Okay, cool. So the same value, the same error description, it is going to display. It's not a valid integer value. Okay. So like this, you can implement into your projects. Now we have implemented this so far. So whatever we have implemented, the same thing I want to deploy. So that is our task, right? Implementation, this is done. Unit testing also done. So whatever we have done, okay, we have implemented and unit tested, and we are going to deploy. Where is this? This is workspace, customer account creation API, correct. Open git bash, git status, git add, git commit -m, error handling. Git push -u origin, okay. Now let's go to repos. So what's your repo? Account creation API. Now create a pull request. You have to select appropriate branch. Okay, error handling. Now require reviewers. Okay, I'm going to keep it as my name here. Now you can go and approve. Okay, see automatically the pipeline, the CI/CD pipeline is going to run and it's going to get a deploy. So meanwhile, just walk through. So what we have discussed. Okay, so we have talked about on error, continue. Sorry, first one is raise error. So you know how to use raise error, but here we are not using anymore raise error. And we have discussed about on error propagate and on error continue and some validations. Okay, so how to use validations for your project. So what will happen? Raise error. So raise error is nothing but it's like if you want to, okay, let me write. If user want to throw custom errors. Okay, custom errors. So you can raise an error. Okay, if user want to throw an error, the custom error in the sense again. So here also you can keep, I mean, so the messages and all. So that is also custom error. But here, if you want to throw an error, okay, I want to interrupt my flow here. Okay, or else in this flow. So based on your requirement. So that is rarely we are going to use raise error. Okay, raise error. But mostly, most of the things we are going to use on error continue. So whenever there is an error occurred, okay, it will go for first. Is there any error handling is happening? Okay, so here there is an error handling. Here it will look for error propagate or error continue. So error continue means it will not interrupt the entire flow, and it will continue. It will continue with error message. What is an error propagate? It will interrupt. It will stop. Interrupt in the sense, okay. It will interrupt the flow and throw an error message to user. Next, validations. Okay, validations is number, is email. Okay, is URL. Okay, there are many things. There are many things. We can do that. Okay, we'll see this pipeline. Okay, it is deploying. It already exists and redeploying. Okay. Now creation API, right? So post URL. So require customers. ICICI savings. Okay, branch name Bangalore. Instead of 857, let's keep it as okay. Triple A something. So once it get deployed, okay, first we'll try this. So is it deployed or not? We'll get to know. Or else you can take this URL, entire URL. Okay, so it is created successfully. So that means our changes are still it is deploying. Okay, still it is deploying. So let's wait for the deployment and we'll test this one and we'll close the session. Now let's go to sprints. Okay, security it is not assigned. Okay, I'll assign with someone and I will close this. So this is also done. This is also done. See, successfully we have completed Sprint-3. Okay, Sprint-3 also we have completed. Now we'll go and verify is there anything it's available in the backlog or not. Okay, so this one I have already given the assignment for you. So this is called project architecture. Okay, so now your architect and BA and product owner, okay, they will sit together and they will decide, okay, so what are the new functionality which we need to implement. See, earlier there are only two integrations, one integration for Snowflake, second integration for Gmail. Now you can see here, right? Okay, there is an SMS integration, third one. So you have to send an SMS to the customer, okay, as soon as your amount is debited or credited, your ATM pin is wrong. Okay, this is another functionality. And there is one more integration, the fourth integration for Azure. Okay, after inserting the record into Snowflake, we have to insert the data into Azure also. Okay. See, keep on in real time. So keep on, they are going to add the requirements. See, earlier, whatever we have discussed. So that is like phase one, phase one, phase one. So this is our phase one. Okay, I'll show you this. So this is our phase one requirements. Now what is happening in the phase two? See, just observe this diagram with this one and this one. See, the requirements are changed. There are some modifications, there are new changes. Okay, so it's like keep on, they are going to add the requirements. Okay, it's not like 1 month and 2 month projects. Okay, at least there will be projects 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. There are some projects, it's like a banking project, it's like a continuous and process, right? Like you have to handle at least 10 years or 15 years for one vendor. Okay, so keep on, they're going to add, there are some changes. Okay, they're going to create user stories. those user stories you have to pick it up and you have to work on it. So this kind of process, it will be there. Okay, this kind of process, it will be available. Okay, let's see now. It's created with this one. So meanwhile, see, now you are getting the is not a valid integer value. So that means our changes are working perfectly. Okay, now see the branch name. Okay, cool. See, ATM pin I'm going to provide. ATM pin I'm going to provide. See here, bad input request, ATM pin exceeded, maximum 4, actual 7. Okay, so this is what error handling implementation. Successfully we have completed 3 sprints. So once the sprint is completed, so what we will do, we will give the demo to the clients in the sprint demo session. So let me give you an idea. So the entire project which we have discussed, right? So first one is backlog grooming. See, whatever the user stories it is available in the backlog, we will groom it. Okay, keep on your business analyst who is going to create your user stories. Business analyst, BA and product owner is going to sit together and they are going to write the business user stories. On top of this, you are going to write your development user stories and your subtask. You are going to work on this. So after backlog grooming, sprint planning sessions. So here we will discuss what is the high priority task. Sorry, high priority task. Okay, then high priority task, and based on this priority we are going to pick up. Okay, we are going to pick up the now. So once the sprint is started, sprint starts. Once the sprint starts, daily we do have scrum meetings or DSM. Okay, daily scrum meetings. So you have to provide your status. Okay, in the DSM. So what you are working, what you are going to work, you are facing any issues or blockers. Okay, this you are already aware of this. Now, once the sprint is completed, you need to provide the demo, sprint demo. So in this sprint, so what is our achievement? So what we have achieved? Okay, just say no. So how many stories we picked up? So we picked up. Okay, so this one also closed. So this also completed. You can provide your comments and you can close it. So here you need to provide as a developer. See, as a developer, this description is very important. So earlier we used to provide, right? The same way as a developer, I need to implement error handling for the below services. Something like this, you are going to provide your comments. Okay, customer account creation API. Customer account creation API. So once it is done, you're going to mark it as status completed. Okay. In this sprint, so what we have achieved? Email enhancements, cache implementation, MUnit, security, exception handling. See, most of the things we have covered in this sprint. See, all those things you have to provide. Okay. Sprint to sprint, we are going to provide the demo with clients. So how we are going to provide the demo? So the same way. you have to explain. So whatever you have done so far, you have implemented validations, right? Okay, you have implemented validations here. So the same thing you can, same thing, same thing you can explain. Okay, suppose, so earlier we are getting the any bad request, simply you are getting as bad request. So now we are handling like, okay, see, this is local host one, sorry, this one, right? So earlier we are getting this type of message. So we have added exception handling, okay, or error handling to our APIs. Now user can able to see this entire message, okay, and also the email configurations or inside this project, inside this project, whatever you have developed, the entire flow you can walk through. You can walk through the client, okay. So what are the implementations you have done? So that is called print demo. You have implemented security. So in the last sessions we have seen, right? Okay. So if you provide only security, then only it's going to work. So that also you can explain. One is for, I think, lock or unlock, right? So this one. See, so we have implemented security for this APIs. Okay. Whatever the APIs which you have implemented, you can explain with detail. This is wrong. ViTech Talks. Okay. If you provide correct username and password, if you provide correct username and password, then you can able to access this. Okay. This is what you can provide the client demos. So in this print demo with the client, so everyone will be available, your entire team and your client. So here you need to take suggestions from clients and you are going to modify our product as per the requirements. So that is called sprint demo. Now, sprint retrospective. So after completion of demo, just our team is going to meet and we are going to discuss. It's like 3W, what went well, what went wrong, what we need to improve. Okay. So this is going to happen every 1 week. 1 week it is going to happen. Sprint planning is going to happen for every 2 weeks. This is for daily. You have to provide your updates. Sprint demo also, once the sprint is completed, you are going to provide your sprint demo. So this is also happen for every 2 weeks. So these are the major calls. It's going to happen. So who are all will be there in our team? Product owner or so simply we are going to call it as PO or client. Okay. All the persons are same. Product owner, client. Sometimes we'll call it as client, product owner, stakeholders, okay, something like this. But here mainly we are going to call it as product owner. Next, business analyst, BA, okay, he's going to write your user stories. Next, Scrum Master. Next, technical lead, technical architect, okay, architect, tech leads, developers, QA, okay. Is there any admins if it is required? Okay, so that is up to your organization how we are going to follow. So this is what we have learned in this project. Now, the phase one, we have successfully completed phase one with within the 3 sprints. Okay, next, it's a phase two. So this is your assignment. Okay, this is your assignment. Anyway, I'll create separate video for this. Okay, so what you need to do, you can implement email. Okay, you can implement messages. Okay, so that is up to you whether you are trying or not. Okay, so how to generate emails? Okay, how to generate emails and how to work with this Azure, I'll create. another 5 to 10 minutes video. Just you can watch that assignment. Okay. So that's it for today. So we are going to close this series. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your support.